What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I have plenty of news, I have plenty of updates in regards to the events that will take place this and next week. On top of that guys, I will show you the most important part and the most crucial points for MMTLP saga that will definitely have a huge impact on our case. And before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is very important for me to see this support from you, from my viewers, and it is very important to spread this information to as many people as we can. And the simple action of just hitting the like button will allow us to do this. And that is why guys, hit the like button. So let's start with the most important update in my opinion that will take place this Friday. You know that Dennis Neal from What's Bugging Me podcast will have an interview with Representative Ralph Norman this Friday. And here you can see the list of previous episodes where he interviewed Johnny Tobacco, John Burda and Mark Basile. And guys, if you want to know more details in regards to our story, please listen to these podcasts because there you can find a lot of information that potentially wasn't disclosed yet. So, and let me show you another quite important news. You know that on this podcast, Dennis Neal will ask Representative Ralph Norman several questions, and he posted this tweet just yesterday, and he said, "Yo, MMTLP Fiasco Army, tell me the 3 key questions you want to ask Representative Ralph Norman, just 3. And here you can find a lot of questions from MMTLP community, but I want to pay your attention to only just one of them. And let me show you this tweet that was written by Kristen Shaughnessy. In response to the tweet of Dennis Neal, she wrote, 1. We will take this moment to publicly call on your fellow lawmakers to issue a subpoena for the certified aggregated share count for MMTLP. And this question is crucial for our case because it is the shortest way to the resolution of our problem. Because with this number, with this share count on a broker by broker basis, we will know exactly who is the wrongdoers and what should we do next, what type of lawsuits we have to file, and what will be the next actions from Congress. And this question, in my opinion, is crucial. So let's continue with Kristen Shaughnessy. Mark Basile reposted her tweet, and by the way, about the upcoming events, you know that just recently one of Mark Basile's lawsuits was pretty much dismissed, and it was a Khorassani case. But we have, and he basically has another case against OTC markets, and this is a more prominent case because OTC market doesn't have an immunity, and that is why, in Mark's opinion and in my opinion as well, they will have to disclose the names of wrongdoers, the names of broker-dealers who has a share imbalance. And this case is directly related to our story because we have to know who is the wrongdoers. And in this case, we will know against whom we have to file next lawsuit. So let's get back to Kristen Shaughnessy's tweet. You know that she's a very knowledgeable person and she's very active in terms of the worldwide activity against naked shorting and against any illegal activity on the stock market. And Kristen wrote this tweet 17 hours ago. Look at this. The media in other countries actually reports on the fraud in their financial markets. Here in the United States, the media consistently closes its eyes to the fraud, says naked shorting isn't a problem and blames uneducated retail investors. And definitely she refers to the recent article that was made by Forbes. And we know that this article is the main line of defense in Richard Hoffman's arbitration. By the way, Richard Hoffman We'll have Kristen Shaughnessy on with him on January 31st at 4:30 Eastern Time on YouTube live with Not Legal Advice. He will do a live stream with Kristen Shaughnessy, and there you will be able to see more details in regards to our case from the major perspective, from the worldwide perspective. And guys, Richard Hoffman, as I already mentioned, is in the process of arbitration against Fidelity. And just recently, he mentioned that potentially he will file another lawsuit against TradeStation. And I asked him in one of his videos, this video was published 4 days ago on his YouTube channel, Not Legal Advice, and I asked him, Richard, thank you for this information, but what about a lawsuit against TradeStation? Do you have any updates? Will you file it? And Richard answered, haven't decided yet. We'll make a decision soon. So he said just a couple of weeks ago that potentially he will file this lawsuit. And let me remind you that the main issue of TradeStation and its share imbalance, that because of these actions, any MMTLP shareholder has a lower value in his or her stocks because of the dilutional process of these additional shares. And Richard decided to file this lawsuit, but for now he is still thinking about it. Will he file or not? We will know a bit later. And guys, subscribe to my channel in order not to miss this information as well. So let's continue with other news from Richard. You know, and I already mentioned that he is in the process of arbitration against Fidelity. And the main line of defense of Fidelity is the hit piece article that was published by Forbes and that was written by Brandon Kochkodin. And here you can see the video. Let me show you that this video was published 3 months ago on the Gist YouTube channel, where Brandon Kochkodin explains his article, The Looney Conspiracy Theory Threatening Wall Street, and here is the title of this video. And guys, Richard responded to this tweet, to this video, the following tweet. He said, "Thank you for posting this. I will do a video, Not Legal Advice, about Brandon and Forbes no later than Sunday." And guys, he made this video. Let me show you that you can find this video on his YouTube channel. Is Forbes involved in racketeering MMTLP, Finger and Brandon? And he wrote this tweet, a Forbes writer who viciously and without soul attacked the interests of suffering MMTLP investors, implied that unless claimants are public about their claims and present a stand by their evidence, claims should not be deemed legitimate. Despite that position, and despite MMTLP shareholders publicly and openly presenting and standing behind evidence of the trading misconduct, the writer, directly contradicting his own words, still bashes MMTLP shareholders. Shame on you. And yes, in this video you can see that Brandon Kochkodin is contradicting to his own article. And it is really mind-boggling because this article is the main line of defense, as I already mentioned, in his arbitration, in Richard Hoffman's arbitration. And Richard even asked arbiters to let him ask several questions. And guys, by the rules of FINRA, all arbitrations might have an additional rights only in case if this arbitration happens because of extraordinary events. And for now, Richard doesn't have a permission to make this deposition, but these extraordinary events happened by the rules of FINRA, by the implementing of U3 HAL. And guys, it is really important to know that it is not so many cases of U3 HAL for the last 20 years. And it is the only case of U3 HAL without any explanation. And guys, remember that FINRA didn't explain any conditions. Why did they do it? Why did they implement this U3 HAL? And that is why it is another potential case that might help us to win this battle. So let me show you further. You know that we have a lot of bashers who try to push our case down, and one of them is Doug Sifu. He is consistently trying to push our case down in order to show that we as an MMTLP community are not wise investors, and we entered the position in order to short squeeze this stock. But guys, it is not the case. Definitely some of our community members had this intention, but the majority of community is the legacy owners of TRCH shares who received MMTLP shares because of this spin-off. And you have to remember about this. On top of that, Doug Sifu wrote that there is no evidence of short selling activity, illegal short selling activity on MMTLP shares. And guys, I showed you multiple times that for now we have a lot of companies, a lot of major hedge funds who has this string, who has the enormous numbers, the enormous value in their balance sheet on this string: trading liabilities at fair value, financial instruments sold, not yet purchased. And here you can see the Virtu Financial Incorporated that had $4.196 billion in shares that was sold but not yet purchased. And it was on December 31st of 2022, and on September the 30th of 2023, they almost doubled this amount. And guys, potentially, it is their pure profit because of the naked shorting deals. And it is very important to understand where are they hiding this information, where are the money. And this is the potential evidence of naked shorting activity. But you might wonder how it is related to MMTLP saga. Let me show you this tweet that was written 14 hours ago by Junk Savvy. She wrote, hey, remind us again how you didn't know about MMTLP. Virtu had nothing to do with MMTLP fiasco and has no exposure. We have proof Virtu sold shares of MMTLP. I wonder if Virtu has a bulk of certificates for MMTLP and NextBridge hydrocarbons. And she added these two screenshots, one screenshot from the Doug Sifu's Twitter account, and the second one is this. It is the screenshot of E-Trade position, and here you can see that Virtu had a position on MMTLP shares. And guys, I think we have a lot of evidence of this illegal activity, and everything that we have to do is to push our case forward no matter what. And remember that this week is crucial for the community, because we have a deadline that was established by the bipartisan open letter that was written by Ralph Norman's office on December 22nd. And here you can see that Gary Gensler and Robert Cook have to make their response to these questions no later than January 31st. And you have basically 2 days till this deadline. On top of that, guys, we will know the information from the first hands, from Ralph Norman's, because of this podcast. So, and I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the